So we have the return of Tony El Cucuy Ferguson to lightweight when he faces off against Bobby King Green. Tony's been on a 5-fight losing skid, with his last loss being to Nate Diaz at welterweight, while Bobby Green is coming off a no contest to Jared Gordon due to a headbutt. Tony has been having a pretty rough time as of late. He really did not look like himself at welterweight. He looked slow and sluggish. His fight before that against Michael Chandler, despite how badly that fight ended for him, I do think he looked pretty good up to that point. That first round, he was able to drop Michael Chandler, and I think he looked better there. And even though it's sad to say, I do think Tony is on the decline, but I don't think his last fight reflected exactly where he's at. Tony still has his classic style, a very unique style, a bit awkward, but it does work, and it has worked for him. And Tony has always been a finisher. He's a very exciting fighter. He has 11 wins by knockout or TKO, 9 wins by submission, and only 5 by decision. But he's facing another unique striker in Bobby Green. Bobby Green also has a very weird style. He has a very hands-low, evasive style. He's always trying to roll with the punches. He's always flowing, and he's very hard to hit. He also has some good wins on his record. He has 10 wins by knockout or TKO. And although he lost to guys like Drew Dober and Rafael Fiziev, he showed in those fights that he could kind of hang with them. He had some really bright spots, really bright moments in those fights, but just wasn't good enough overall to beat them. Tony will be a bit taller, but he will have a 5.5-inch reach advantage. And man, I do think Tony is still dangerous. So that being said, the odds have Tony as a plus 285 underdog, and I do see value in that. I do think he's still dangerous. I do think he's still the better striker, and I think he's a bit more dangerous everywhere. Tony has been known to be a great jiu-jitsu guy. He's obviously a black belt, and he's always looking for that Darce. Obviously, I can't be too confident. I do still have some concerns about, his fitness, his durability. He's taken a lot of damage during this losing streak. Will he be able to close the distance and chase down a very evasive Bobby Green? He did struggle against Nate doing that, but I have faith. I have hope. So I'm going to have to go Tony Ferguson. But let me know down below what you think. Do you think I'm overrating Tony Ferguson? Leave a comment down below. And yeah, it's going to be a great night of fights. Do not forget to tune in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.